We are live on Thursday, and what does that mean?
Mhm.
That means that my mom's going to be yelling in the background while Dad and I are
There he
live.
is.
What's up? She's already yelling?
Do you want to know what I had for lunch yesterday?
Oh, okay. What's up?
What's up, baby? Cha-ching, fire with Dad.
There we go. Fire with Dad. Took us 18 seconds to get a fire with Dad. It took us 1 second for Mom to interrupt. We are on schedule. Oh, you got your fancy dancy light on now.
Oh, yeah. Cha-ching, baby.
So let's talk life. Let's talk business. First, how are your Cubbies doing? Because apparently they're playing pro baseball now, right?
Yep, they're first place. They're five and a half games up, and right now it's 4-2 in the fourth inning. They're down 4-2, but they got 2 men on base.
So how's that working with baseball? They're playing the division?
Well, they're playing 60 games. They play, I think, 3 games, 1 series with each one of the teams in the same division they are in the American League, and then they play the rest of the games I think the 30 games they play within their division.
Okay. Well, cool. Well, I haven't turned on a single sport, so I have no clue what's going on in the world. Let's talk about business. Rumor has it, the mayor of Panera Bread up in Blue Ash was in the house yesterday.
Yep, big time.
And so,
it was awesome. Absolutely was awesome.
So for the people out there in the world that don't know, up until March, my dad would camp out in a seat at Panera Bread in Blue Ash 2 to 3 days a week for like 8 hours. And he was probably responsible for more people coming in Panera Bread than any other single person. You probably outperformed all of their marketing together.
Probably.
So now you're back. Tell me the experience, because here's what I want people to pay attention to, especially my restaurant people. So, Dad, you hadn't been at Panera since March, probably, right?
First part of March.
First part of March. You walked in yesterday. Talk about what happened.
Well, I walk in, and the one gentleman who's the assistant manager, and I figured he probably got laid off, but I walk in, and he's standing there. He looks at me, runs up to me, and he gives me a fist bump and says, "Oh, my God, you're okay." I said, "Yeah, why?" He says, "I'm fantastic." He says, "We were worried about you." I said, "What do you mean?" He says, "Your name comes up all the time." He says, "Yesterday, the regional manager was in here, wanted to know where Dwayne was at. Want to know how I was doing." He says, "Well, I don't know. He hasn't been in for 3 or 4 months or 5 months." Ironically enough, I walk in, I sit down. 20 minutes after I'm there, the regional manager of all of Cincinnati walks in, sits down and goes, "You're okay." I said, "Yeah." He says, "Man, glad to see you." We talked for 20 minutes, okay? Then, okay, top it all off, okay, I'm sitting there, and some guys in the other end of Panera walks up, and he says, "You're back." And I says, "Yeah." He says, "I saw you back in March. I talked to you. I'm from Indianapolis. We talked for about 20 minutes. I met you. I gave you my card." He says, "We're back. Here's my wife." Introduces my wife, hands me his card. I introduced him to my client who's sitting there. We have a big discussion. My client has a one-on-one with the guy today, okay, from the guy from Indianapolis.
So my reason for pointing that out is I think a huge, huge lost art form in the restaurant business are table touches and going around talking to your customers. And that's a great example because you go there you went there all the time for a while. They remembered you. The first day you walked in, they're all over you. How'd that make you feel?
Like King Tut. First phone call, I get in the car with first phone calls, call my wife and say, "Honey, you're not gonna believe what happened at Panera." And then I talk to you and I said, "What you're not gonna believe what happened at Panera."
I think my guess was you got shot in a drive-by or something, but I was wrong. But no, I think that's important. You have taught me my whole life the importance of relationships with customers, the importance of understanding people outside of just somebody that comes in and gets a coffee or gets this. You've always been a proponent of understanding the people that are making your life possible. And I think restaurants fail on that so bad because they're so busy in their business. The general managers are so busy in kitchens. This is a great example of 2 managers in that chain, in that franchise group. I think it's called the Cavelli Group is what they call it. Is what it's called. They own a bunch of
they're out of Youngstown, Ohio.
Yeah.
300 of them.
Great instance of where they recognized a customer that hadn't been there in a while. Now, granted, I'll say this, you and I are pretty hard not to recognize. We're a creature of habit. We're way too damn loud. We've talked to way too many people. But they did their job. It made you feel awesome. You left there and called mom and then called me, and you're still stoked over it. It gave you a little energy, and no doubt it probably makes you want to go back there again and continue to support that business.
Well, ironically enough, my client who was with me, I was coaching him yesterday. Okay. I was on a networking call with him this morning at 9 o'clock, and he actually brought that up at our networking call on his 60 seconds. Okay. He brought it up when our whole group, he says, well, when I was Dwayne yesterday and met two people, had a one, that's how I knew he had a one-on-one with one of the people Dwayne introduced me to. He says, hello.
Well,
so,
cool.
I mean, yeah, that's what it's all about, is networking.
Well, it's all about networking. It's all about knowing your customers. You know, I've said it many times. I go into a lot of restaurants. Me and my wife and kids eat out at a lot of restaurants very frequently. And I'm amazed at how many times we do not get approached by the manager. I mean, the Barleycorns in Florence is a good example. We eat there weekly, sometimes twice a week. I've never had the manager. Now, Tommy Heil, is it Tommy's name? Is that his name, Tommy?
Well, what I mean, where at?
No, he's
Barleycorns. Barleycorns is Joey Heil.
Yeah, Joe. Well, the one moved to Florida.
Yeah, that's his brother. His brother owns the company. And his brother was
Tom?
No.
Well, don't worry about it. But anyway,
Ken Heil.
Yeah. So Joe Heil, when I walk in, he acknowledges us because he's the owner and he knows who we are. You're frozen, Dad. Can you hear me?
Heil.
Yeah. So he recognizes us, but we see him very infrequently. But I've been really surprised. Like, that's a restaurant that we frequent. We spend on low end $60 every week there. And it's never had a manager walk up and say, what's up, Matt? How's it going? And I think that's a lost thing. Now, granted, we still go there because we love the food. We don't have the service is great. The food's great. But there's just that extra touch. Like, we go to Quaker Steak and Lube, and Bob Jacoby knows us. He knows Cole. He knows everybody.
When we walk in there, first thing he says, he walks over our table, says hi, and usually he'll either buy us a drink or do something, okay, say hi. Now, Kenny Heil with Barleycorns was the king of that.
Yeah.
Okay, everybody, remember Art?
Yeah, Art. He owes me wings for life.
I know. And the thing is, okay, he came around to every table, talked to everybody all the time. And again, Barleycorns, since Kenny retired, I guess, and maybe sold it to his brother, or he's retired, moved to Florida or whatever. I guess they're not doing that anymore. That's not a primary thing, and that's a bad move.
Yeah,
that's the key. That's how you get guys to come back.
Yeah, and I don't know that they aren't doing it. I mean, they don't do it to me. Maybe they don't want to talk to the guy in the orange. But I think a lot of restaurants fail, and it comes down to where what I've seen. The reason table touches don't happen is the managers are too busy running the restaurant versus working on the restaurant and making sure customers are happy.
I agree. It's huge.
So business. Yesterday was yesterday like your first day up here doing a bunch of stuff?
Well, I've been coming up one day on Tuesdays, every other Tuesday, because I coach Junk King, and I coach their six marketing guys, and that's also the CEO and president. And so I come up there from 8 o'clock to 2 o'clock on Tuesdays, and that's it. And I go back home. And I was doing it on Tuesdays only because we were playing golf on Tuesday afternoon. So I'd come up there, do that, and then drive over to golf.
So how was yesterday? How was business yesterday?
Yesterday was Wednesday. Great. I had the board meeting for the Home Builder Association. Then I had the ambassadors meeting for the Home Builder Association, and then I ran 2 appointments for coaching, and that's when I ended up at Panera. And cool. then I had one. Oh, I also had one on the phone on the way home.
What do you mean? One? Oh, a phone call?
Yeah, I had a coaching call with one of the people. I coach him on the phone, and I don't really meet him in person, so I just get on the phone when I'm driving and put my earphone on and do the coaching session on the phone in the car.
Cool. Okay. So I got another question. We'll end the call with this. Are you ready?
Yep.
What is happening right now in Australia that you don't realize? And it's important in your life. Very important.
Let's see. The only thing that's really important happening in my life is tomorrow is an important birthday.
Okay, well, what is today, right now, in Australia?
Probably her birthday.
It's September 4th. It's Mom's birthday in Australia.
It's Mom's birthday in Australia today, September the 4th.
I tried calling her this morning and telling her happy birthday from Australia. She voicemailed me and didn't call me back. She's like, I'm good with that guy.
He wants to know why you haven't called him back. He voicemailed you from Australia this morning.
That is not at all what I said. I said I called her to wish her happy birthday from Australia, and she sent me the voicemail.
Oh, well, she was sleeping still.
She had just tagged me on Facebook on something.
No, that was the night before.
Oh, it must have come through late. Okay. So, but I just didn't know if you knew that. Right.
I'll tell you in a minute, honey.
That right now in Australia, Brenton, one of my restaurant clients and a guy that I coach, is celebrating Mom's birthday. So
you need to hear this, honey. Come here.
I just
Brendan,
made that.
one of Matt's clients, okay, in Australia, is actually celebrating her birthday on September the 4th.
I'm being facetious.
Oh, he's lying to us.
Oh my gosh, you're a trip. Okay. Well, I'm out of here. I got meetings. I got business.
This weekend, what are we doing?
I don't know. We'll probably come down and go to Hometown Pizza or get some.
Day?
Cool. I got to roll.
What day?
I don't know. I'll call you.
Is Doug there?
No, Doug's not here.
Well, you just waved to somebody.
I'm waving to somebody else. I got to go. I have something to do.
Well, cha-ching, baby.
See ya.
Have a nice day.
Bye.
Love you.